Hello and good afternoon, everybody from Moley Robotics. Welcome to today's cooking show. And today, on a very warm, sunny day, we're going to be cooking a very nice meal, part of the SHA cuisine. And today we'll be cooking a SHA tofu sauté. So it's a very light, nutritional meal, part of the SHA wellness cuisine from Spain, which is heavily into nutritional recipes. So I'll be showing you the whole process of loading the ingredients, and the robotic arm will take the ingredients, use the utensils, and cook the whole recipe from start to finish. There is nothing that I will need to do once everything's loaded and started. So without further ado, let's start the recipe. Now, this is going to be streamed live today on Insta and Facebook and YouTube. So please do send in your comments or any questions you have. I'll be more than happy to answer them and during the cooking process. Now, this recipe is a 12-minute recipe, so it's very short and quick. On a warm day like this, you don't want to spend too much time in the kitchen, so a nice short recipe, and it's perfect for a day like this on a warm sunny day in London. So let's go straight to the recipe. I'll start the actual recipe on my tablet, and you'll be able to see exactly how the process is made. And also I'll show you how we weigh the ingredients using the integrated scale system in our AI tablet. So let's start cooking. So we're going to select today's recipe, which is the SHA tofu sauté. Now here you see the list of ingredients and tells you the exact quantities required for each of the ingredients. We also have an equipment required section, so it tells you what equipment is required, and in this case it will be a medium pot and a slotted spatula for the stirring. Now, with every single recipe we also include a lot of nutritional facts because we want to promote healthy eating, healthy lifestyle. So it's always really good to keep a record of the kind of carbohydrate, fat, fiber, protein and salt intake. So on all our recipes we give a detailed information as to what kind of nutritional facts are available for each one. So we give all that information for each recipe. So let's go straight into the actual robotic cook. So I've partially prepared this to save a bit of time, so I've got some of the ingredients already prepared, but I will show you on one of the ingredients how the integrated scale system works. So let's start the robotic cook. And basically here it's all divided into subsections according to the actual containers required. Now the diagram is very pictorial. You see an image of the whole workstation, so it's very easy and minimizes any mistakes. There's no real way of making a mistake because it's really quite clear, very diagrammatic as to how to load the ingredients on the workstation. So first of all, let's go to the leeks. So I've already prepared the leeks, and you'll see here recommended locations for the particular container. I'm going to select the first location on the bottom shelf, and it already tells me here the amount of leek required in terms of, reminds me about the weight, and I can confirm that's been prepared in the container, freshly prepared out of the fridge, literally almost 20 minutes ago, and it's already in that container. So I'll confirm the location. Location number 1, for example, there we go. Second is going to be the shiitake mushrooms and molten sea salt. And again, you've got a list of containers that it's recommended to locate. I'm going to pick the first location on the top shelf, which is this one here. And we've got the shiitake mushrooms, and also we've got the molten sea salt. Now, we've got 2 grams of sea salt in here. For example, if you're on a particular diet for a period of time and you have to have 0 salt intake, you can actually omit the salt totally from this recipe if required. So you don't have to put the salt in. So all our recipes are highly flexible in terms of you can actually control all the ingredients and the amount as well. So Let's confirm this at location number 1 on the top shelf. So shiitake mushrooms, here are my lovely mushrooms, nicely and thinly chopped. And they go on the first position on the top shelf. And we do the same with the tofu. Now with this tofu, we've also got seaweed and the tofu itself. Now the seaweed has been soaked and been finely chopped and all added into the container. We'll put that at location number 2 on the top shelf. There we go. And I'll confirm the location on there. I'm going to show the watercress and the bean sprouts at the last one, because I want to explain and show you on here how the scale system works. So let's just jump to the ginger and in the third container, the ginger and the soya sauce. So the ginger and the soy sauce is already mixed and in this container at location number 3. There we go. And I'll confirm that's been done. And also the toasted sesame seed oil. So now on this side, it's on the opposite side of the workstation in a oil bottle. So these oil bottles, the salt and pepper grinders, they're off-the-shelf utensils that we can use. The actual spatula we use for stirring is KitchenAid, but we've calibrated the grippers to make sure it grips the handle firmly, and which enables the stir to be done very efficiently. So it's normal KitchenAid utensils that we're using for the stirring. So I've already filled the container with sesame seed oil, and the 15 grams will be measured when the robot starts the process. It will know in terms of timing, because all the timings, all the quantities is done exactly to the chef's requirement. So this will cook the meal exactly like the chef will. So it's going to be a highly, really tasteful recipe, exactly the same way as a chef would have cooked it. So that's location number 1. That's at location number 1, confirm, and that's done. Now, the watercress. So the scale system is integrated, is already built into the AI system. So I will now do that at container number 4. So let's get the scales. So here we have the scales. Now, I'm going to use this is the container it's asking me to use, mixed with the bean sprouts as well. So I've already prepared that in the background. So I'll turn on the scales. The scales will automatically connect, as you can see here at the bottom, and I'll simply load the 9 ounces and 15 ounces of bean sprouts straight into the container, and it will locate and reach the point on the scale, so you've got an indicator in terms of the actual weight. But there's a little bit extra. I like bean sprouts. I like extra bit of bean sprouts in my meals, so I've put a little bit more. So there we go. You can actually, modify slightly to your taste. So I like bean sprouts. I put a little bit extra. It's still going to taste fine. So here we go. That's all done, and I'm going to load that in container number 4 on the top shelf, and that's all complete. So all the ingredients have now been loaded already. Just asking me now to prepare the equipment, making sure the equipment's in location. Recommended spot is the front left of the induction hob. Now this induction hob has got the built-in downdraft as well, so you don't have to worry about overhead extraction or whatever. We've already designed it so the extraction is built within the induction hob. Now this is a downdraft extractor. It's recirculated air which turns into fresh air, and which can also be ducted. So if you've got a particular installation where you have to duct it, you can also duct the air out of the hob as well. So the pot's in the location, it's in the bracket, perfect, it's flat on the hob. I can confirm that's been done. Now also the spatula. Now the pictorial diagram is quite important, because you don't want to be loading the spatula the opposite way, otherwise you won't get a very good efficient stir. So it even tells you by the diagram which way it should be facing. So it's really, there's no real way that you can make a mistake. It's so clear and it's so precise and easy to use. So I can confirm that's in location, number 1 on the hook. So there we go. So everything's loaded, hob is ready, pan is ready, ingredients are ready, and we can start cooking. So I'll start the cooking process, but in the meantime, it's a 12-minute recipe, But if you do have any questions or comments, start sending them through. So whilst this is cooking, I can take on some of your comments and questions and feed that back to you. So let's start cooking.
Switch hob on. Now
we have a voice notification system built in on the tablet as well. So if you could be at the other end of the kitchen or in a different room and you still want to hear what's going on in terms of the recipe, so you can actually hear each step of the recipe being cooked. So from the hob being switched on.
Set temperature 7.
There you go. So from the temperature being set, from the containers being taken, poured, even to the point of when it's finished, it'll tell you when it's finished cooking and be turning the hob off. We also have a flagging system. So if you're sat by a phone and you just want to put the app on and just watch and keep an eye on the recipe being cooked, you can actually watch the whole recipe being cooked. You can see where each flag and each part of the recipe process is being made. Okay, so that's all done, that's good. Okay, just going to just double check. Okay, so let's see, whilst this is being cooked, oh, great to see so many people joining, that's fantastic. A very good turnout today. Looks like a lot of you guys must be working from home, so ideal on a warm day like this to be working from home. But good, so please send in your questions. If you've got any comments, I'll be more than happy to answer them. Welcome everybody, just recently joined. Welcome.
Take spatula.
So this is, the model here is our X-Air model. And this can be integrated into any kind of kitchen design. This is where we've got the peninsula design, where you've got the bank of units along your wall and your worktop sectioned out, which incorporates the robotics. So this is our peninsula design. You can actually design this X-Air system on an island as well. So if your kitchen is large enough, you can have this centrally on an island and almost like a centerpiece with the robotics in the middle of your kitchen. We also do a B-Air model. So if you've got a bit more of a compact kitchen where you've just got a galley and you can only put the units on one wall, we have a model over there just to my right behind me, and that can be just run flush along one wall. So it's a wall-mounted, a wall version robotic kitchen. And basically on the whole of that wall, you've got everything. You've got the robotic arm. You can also have the option of a large GUI screen, a graphical user interface. So here on this machine, we've got the X-Air controlled via the tablet. On the B-Air, you have the option of a large screen, and you can do exactly what I did on the tablet on the large screen as well. Also, we have another feature on our recipe data in terms of the ingredients. So, for example, if you didn't have some of these ingredients already in the fridge, you can actually send yourself a reminder. So, on the tablet, you'll see a Get Ingredients icon, and you simply click on that, and you can actually send yourself a message, or to somebody's phone, a message to get the ingredients on the way home, or pick up the ingredients in the morning, ready for eating later on. So you can send yourself a reminder for the ingredients. So you're actually getting your fresh ingredients for the recipe. Smells great. You can see everything sizzling away nicely. I'll just check to see if any more questions are coming in. Okay, so yeah, this is a fully patented product and certified for the UK and Europe. And the cost of something like this, for example, the starting price is around about 80,000 for a full chef's table. Basically, with that cost, you get the induction hob, you get all the containers, you get the utensils. There's also a blender, because the actual robot can make a soup, for example, and take the blender and actually blend the soup as well. So there's no need for anyone to get involved in cooking the sweet potato and coconut soup, for example. It can actually take the blender and make the hot soup. So maybe on our next show, we'll try the soup, for example, and you can see exactly how the blender will work. Now the dishes, we do so many recipes from so many different parts of the world. We do worldwide cuisine, Indian, Spanish, Chinese, Italian, so many recipes that we have at the moment. We have about 50 recipes, 55 recipes at the moment, and we upload approximately 2 to 3 new recipes per month. You can even upload your own recipe. So if you have your own recipe, if you have a family favorite, a traditional family recipe, you can send the recipe details into us, and our in-house chef, James Taylor, will then go through the whole recipe, redesign the recipe if required according to the movements of the generic movements of the robot itself. And if we have to adapt the movements to any other part of the recipe, we can do that as well. We have the whole team here in London. We have the software and the hardware team based here in London. And our showroom is actually open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So anybody who would like to visit, they're more than welcome to visit. Our showroom is open. The product is ready for the market. It's an AI system. It's a robotic, the world's first robotic cooking machine that cooks the meals from start to finish, and it's ready for sale now. I don't know if you noticed earlier, but we added a little bit more extra toasted sesame seed oil because we like a bit of extra oil. So even whilst it's cooking, if you just want to maybe add some chili or add a bit more extra oil, absolutely no problem. You can carry on, do whatever you want with the recipe. The robot will still cook it as it should, but you can add, take away ingredients. You can do so many things to the recipe whilst it's being cooking as well. So you know, it's a fully flexible system. It won't stop you from slightly tweaking the recipe if you want to a particular taste. So in this recipe, because this serving is for about 3 to 4 people, so me and the team here in London, in the London showroom, will probably enjoy this later on, and we like a little bit of extra oil, so we put a little bit in. So it's something that you can do with all the recipes. Oh, it's great to see more people joining. That's fantastic. Hope you're enjoying the show so far and watching the robotic arm cooking the meal from start to finish. Please do keep having your questions. Please do send them through. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. So you notice the little taps, the little scrapes and so on. It's exactly the same as any chef, whether it's a Michelin star chef, professional chef, or just an all-round good chef that just cooks all the time. All the movements, the tipping, the scraping is done exactly as a chef would. So we're able to actually get the same taste as you would have this maybe served in a restaurant or served by a very well-known chef, for example. So it's a very good system that we use, and we make sure that we use the same techniques as the chefs would. Now, a system like this is also very time saving. So nowadays, a lot of people are working from home, and rather than having to spend an hour or so to cook something and to prepare a meal, if you can have this doing something for you in the background, you can actually save a lot of time and enjoy a bit more quality life, I'd say, because whilst this is cooking, I could be finishing off my work for Friday afternoon. During the weekend, I could be entertaining some friends. I could be sitting down with my friends, enjoying a glass of wine. I could be just spending time with some family, taking the dog for a walk, go shopping, come back, or even just go out in the garden, do some gardening, come back in, and the meal is already cooked and ready for me. So it's a real time saver, real time saver. So also on the tablet, you'll see a indicator at the bottom, gives you the percentage of the recipe process. So if you just want to have a quick look to see how far the recipe is from being complete, you can just see here, for example, it's 80% complete. So you can just maybe by this time finish off working for the day, shut down a computer, finish cleaning the kitchen where you've prepared all the ingredients, put everything away, make the kitchen nice and tidy, set the table, get everything ready, all the cutlery ready to eat the meal. So whilst it's doing that, you're saving time and doing something else. So in parallel, it is quite useful for having this information. So it's almost done. It's 82%, 83% now. So the last few ingredients have gone in. So this will just give it a little bit of a cook now. The smell is great. It smells really good. So the soya sauce and the ginger just went in. That doesn't take long to cook. And it will do a few more stirs. And then this recipe is 87% complete. The voice notification on the tablet is very useful. So, people could be elsewhere. At least you can hear what's going on in the kitchen as well. Just got to check for any more questions. Please do carry on with your questions coming in. If you want more information, and if you want us to send anything to you in terms of the brochures or any information in terms of pricing, or if you'd like to send in any drawings of your kitchen, any plans, we can start planning and specifying the robotic system together with the rest of the kitchen architecture. Just go to our website. We have a contact us page. Just go through the contact us section, and we'll get all the information here in that showroom in London, and our team will get back to you with either a call or an email or whatever you request, and we'll have a chat and we'll go through what your requirements are. Maybe have a chat, maybe come into the showroom for a design meeting. We can go through the whole specification in more detail. We can explain the lead time, for example. The actual current lead time on a robotic system is about 3 to 6 months. And then we can discuss installation. Our team of engineers here in the UK, they install as well. And we also have furniture installers that can also install the kitchen. So we can discuss all your requirements, we can discuss the design, and we can do all that here from the showroom as well. If you can't make it to the showroom, then please do still contact us. We can arrange a virtual demo, and we can have a virtual meeting. We can discuss your requirements virtually over Teams or Skype, whatever's convenient for you. And we can discuss all your requirements, still provide you with a quotation. And if you want to see a particular recipe being cooked, for example, we can do that as well. So we can be really proactive on the virtual side as well as in the showroom. But showroom doors are open, as I mentioned earlier before, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I've just had a notification. The cooking process is now finished. You can see on the tablet, it's notified. I've heard that it's done. We will also be having a feature where the lid can be put on. So if you want to have this maybe not straight away, but you want to have it in maybe say 5-10 minutes time, we can also have the feature where the lid can be put on the top of the pan as well, just to keep it nice and warm. But I think this smells and looks so good. I think I'm going to taste some of it now. So I'm going to taste some. I'm going to show you. So let's grab a spoon. Let's grab some of this tofu and some of the shiitake mushroom. I love these shiitake mushrooms. And I love the extra bean sprouts. And I love the extra toasted sesame seed oil. It's great. As you can see, with all the stirring, all the processes, it would have been done exactly the same way as a chef would have performed this particular recipe. And it's all mixed perfectly. All the tofu's covered. And there's no issues with that at all. That looks absolutely perfect. That looks like restaurant quality, to be honest. And I think let's give it a taste test, which is really important. Get some of the leek, some of the mushrooms. Wow, that tastes absolutely amazing. Especially on a day like this, it's so warm out there, so sunny. I don't want a huge heavy meal, but this SHA cuisine, the amount of nutrition in this particular recipe is amazing. And this is enough to fill me for the rest of the evening. There's no need for me to make another meal. The actual way the recipes are designed, especially for the SHA wellness cuisine, is that the ingredients and everything is measured and designed. So it makes you feel like you've had a full meal. But it's highly nutritional, very low calorie. Calories on this, I think the calorie count is only about 20 or was definitely under 30. And it's very healthy and it's filling as well. So I could eat this all day long. So yeah, that's great. So that was a great recipe. I hope you enjoyed watching that recipe being cooked. Again, please do send in any comments or questions you may have, even after this post is finished. And we'll be happy to answer anything via our website. It will come straight to myself and my team, and we'll get back to you with any queries that you may have. But thank you very much for joining me. I know it's a warm day and you're probably dying to go out to enjoy the sun, but have a great weekend. Thanks again for joining us, and join us next week for another interesting and exciting recipe. Maybe we'll even do the soup next week, so I can show you how the blender system works. So it blends the soup and everything really perfectly. So thanks again for joining us today, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.